Good morning to you, sport fans. Welcome to Talk Sports on Global TV, coming your way live and direct from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. That's how we do it Monday to Friday. We bring to you stories that are making headlines because we are number one. Esport is heading somewhere, and Saudi Arabia is the home for esports. The Nigeria Professional Football League, the UEFA matches, plus cricket, only on TalkSport, right here on Global TV, Abuja. My co-host is with me in the studio and will be joining us after the break. This is TalkSport coming away from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. Let's take our first break. When we come back, we go straight to stories that are making headlines in the world of sport, only on TalkSport. Don't go away. Glad to have you back. If you're just joining us, the program is TalkSport, and we're coming away from Global TV right here in Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. Let's take you straight to the cheering news for esport lovers across the world. I'll become the first in line to be in the throne 6 years ago. Last year, the Crown Prince announced a 38 billion investment tragedy for the kingdom's sovereign in gaming. It is expected that this year the game will move to the next level. The goal is to create 39,000 esport-related jobs by 2030. Officials also want to make Saudi Arabia the Eden of game development that can produce new titles promoting Saudi Arabia culture according to the National Esport Strategies targeting 30 global competitive games that will produce in a domestic studio by 2030. The first edition of the Esport World Cup is expected next summer, taking the place of the 8-week Game Arrow Festival of Esport Tournament, which this year's featured the prize money totaling 45 billion. Tourism falls considerably and is expected. Nigeria Esport Federation were in Saudi Arabia when they took part in the Arab Africa Esport Championship, which was decided in Saudi Arabia. Nigeria finished the tournament in the 6th position, and it was also a colorful event for Nigeria. The president of the Nigerian Esport Federation, Clinton Agbo, officially presented Nigeria team jersey to the Crown Prince. And still talking about sport, let's tell you that Afghanistan have beaten Pakistan for the first time in one-day cricket by pulling off their highest successful class in the format of a World Cup thrill. Ibrahim Zarran made it 87 to smash 65, and Rama Suha struck the unbeaten 77 as Afghanistan reached their target of 283 with the 8 crickets and 6 balls to step. Afghanistan are up to 6th, leaving holders England bottom of the table. Captain Bar Azam earlier made the 74 as Pakistan posted a 282-7 in Chankar. Spina made no mistake to put them in front, and it took them to the 334 in Afghanistan's first win over Pakistan. It's Talk Sport right here on Global TV, Nigerian's capital city, and we are celebrating because Afghanistan third World Cup win after victories over Scotland in 2015 and England earlier in this tournament. England's Rini Bunions will referee at the Rugby World Cup final between New Zealand and South Africa at the Stade de France on Saturday. Bernice, who is 44 years old, will become the Scotland Englishman to officiate a final after Edith Morrison, who took charge in 1955. Dixon and Matthew Clear will be assistant referee, while Tom Fenley has been named as the television match official. It's either of the semi-finals. Meanwhile, Australian Nick Barrett will be the referee for the third place playoff between England and Argentina, which will be decided on Friday. It's Talk Sport right here on Global TV, Abuja. Let's take another break. When we come back, we Talk Sport right here on your #1 station. Please don't go away. Strongly believe that you're still tuned to the program Talk Sport right here on Global TV, coming away from Nigerian's capital city. And with me in the studio is our co-host. He's already here with us talking about Mr. Matthias. Matthias, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Mr. Clinton.
Matthias, let's go straight. Cherry news coming all the way from Saudi Arabia, where the Grand Prix says Saudi will stage the first eSport World Cup. It looks like everything sport is heading to Saudi Arabia.
The Saudi are rigidly investing in sport at the moment. You see what they are doing in football, even golf and Formula One. And it's good to see that esports to have a place in the Saudi piece of cake, as I may have termed it. So yes, it's a welcome development. The Saudis are charging strongly in sport at the moment, and putting e-sport under their wings will give not only the sport but the brand and its players some visibility. So yes, a welcome development.
A welcome development there. Saudi Arabia said yesterday that it will organize an e-sport World Cup starting from next year. The latest booster to the sector in Rio Hope will create thousands of local jobs. The eSport World Cup is the natural next step in Saudi Arabia's journey to becoming the premier global hub for gaming. eSport Grand Prince and Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin, says it is a moment and everyone will see the best. Talking about activities of e-sport in that country. Let's come back home here and tell you about the Super Falcons are getting set to participate in the African qualifiers for next year's, talking about Paris Olympic. The girls will be in action, and it will be another moment to see that the Nigeria green, white, green flag will be shown throughout the event, which will take place in Paris, talking about the Olympic Games. Nigeria will ensure that 13 sporting activities will ensure the best of outing. Sport Minister John Owan Eno is expected to meet today with presidents of various federations in an attempt to reposition the country's sport as they get set for the All-Africa Games coming up next year in Ghana, and as well as the Paris Olympic in France. Still talking about the Super Falcons, let's tell you that the quartet of gift Monday Halimatu and Yenda Christie, Uchebe and Regina Otu are doubtful for the second round of Paris 2024 Olympic Games qualifiers between Nigerian Super Falcons and their counterpart all the way from Ethiopia. The 4 players are likely not to be available for the 2-legged futures against Ethiopia due to visa. No thanks to that. The visa hitches an injury. All home-based players and officials are expected to depart Nigeria to honor the game, which will be decided on Sunday. For Addis Ababa venue for the first leg of the qualifiers scheduled for Wednesday, the 25th of August. So look your calendar and find out when that game will be decided. Obviously, we are counting down to the game tomorrow. Home-based players will be joined by their foreign-based players for the away tie. Meanwhile, former Falcon star and current Arobo Queens midfielder Esther Oheneze has been invited for the qualifier against Ethiopia. The Super Falcons will host the second leg of the second round futures, expected to be decided in the Nigerian capital city of Abuja. Talking about the MKO Abiola National Stadium, and it will be on October 31st. Put that down. That's when the Ethiopian girls will hit Abuja. Midfielder Regina Otu, who missed the FIFA World Cup finals in Australia and New Zealand in the summer, and of course defender Iheanacho Oheli, who played for Pachus FC of Mexico, have been ruled out of the futures. Another World Cup star. My colleague here in the studio is not too happy, saying the girls must do everything possible to ensure that in Africa, Nigerian girls are #1, having won the championship by a record of 9 times. The girls will be traveling to Addis Ababa, and injury and visa seems to be a stumbling block.
Yeah, it's very sad to work hard and get to this point of your career and still having visa issues and injury issues. I'm very happy with the Super Falcons. They have really been the flag bearer of Nigerian football for quite a while now. They made us proud in New Zealand in the 2023 World Cup. Even though we were kicked out by English team, a very good English side that went on to win the final. And you can see now that they are preparing for the Olympics in 2024 in Paris. Kudos to the girls. They have done really well. They have been the flag bearer of Nigerian football, like I said. And I love seeing when homegrown players are being integrated into the national team. And that's what we have been lacking in the men's team. Because the men's team, we don't have homegrown players in the team. And it's not good for the league. But we see with the Falcons, the things are a little bit different. We see the Robo Queens midfielder who has been called up to the qualifiers. I think this gives a good light to women's football in Nigeria. And I think that's Jose Piero should look into that. We want to see more of the MPFA players in the Super Eagles team also, so that the league can grow and people can be more interested in the league.
Interested in the league. We hope that the coach who has been officially assigned and endorsed by the Nigerian Football Federation to stay back home here in terms of coaching the players for the Super Eagles and of course the CHAN tournament players. Still talking about the Falcon, Christy Echinebe, out of course of Portugal club side Len Benfica, is also out of the encounter. The winger on aggregate will confront the winner of the futures between Cameroon and Uganda. The indomitable Lioness drew a bye, while Uganda overpowered Rwanda by 4-3 on aggregate. Ethiopia's senior girls, nicknamed Lucy, turned back their senior women national team, chat by 10-0. Did you hear that? Lucy defeated Chad by 10 goals to nothing. You see, Lucy is the nickname of the Ethiopian girls, and I love the name. In the first round of the Syria matches played in July, the Ethiopian won the first leg 6-0 in Addis Ababa, the Ethiopian capital, in July. And of course, July 13, before latching their host side 4 goals to nothing in 5 days' time. The Confederation of African Football, CAF, the body of football in Nigeria, in Africa, has appointed Lamia Atman from Algeria as the central referee for tomorrow's encounter, talking about when the Super Falcons will be in action. Siad Kamin and Chada Mechat, assistant referee 1 and 2 respectively, and of course the fourth official is also. Let's take a break. When we come, Matthias will be telling us that the UEFA Champions League and more stories will be coming your way only on this program, Talk Sport. Please don't go away. Glad to have you back on the program. It's Talk Sport right here on Global TV, Nigeria's capital city. This is how we do Monday to Friday. We bring to you stories that are making headlines in the world of sport. Let's go straight to Saudi Arabia once more and see the pictures coming in from the Cherry News that the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia is set to host the Esport World Cup next year. And of course, those are some of the pictures when the Nigerian Esport Federation took part in the Arab Afro Esport Championship, which was decided in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And we are hoping that now that the World Cup is going to Saudi Arabia, Nigeria will be one of the countries in Africa that will qualify for the E-World Cup, which is the first of its kind in the entire globe. I'm talking about sport. It looks like everything is heading to Saudi Arabia. Let's come back here and go to Ghana, where Ghana fans did not have it well, talking about activities, unprofessional skill in the game or in the Ghana domestic league. Let's look at this picture. We'll come back. The fans in one of the league, talking about the domestic league in Ghana, didn't go down well, talking about officiating. And so the fans took off and made it very, very unacceptable for viewers. And so we are condemning hooliganism in football and asking that sport should be given all the necessary space and time so that it can excel. Now, let's tell you that Sport Minister Senator John Owen Enoh is playing host to federation presidents across the country. We're told that the federation president will be led by the president of the Nigeria Olympic Committee, talking about Engineer Gume himself, who will be having one-on-one with the minister. The minister plan is to ensure that Nigeria gets it right in sport and is doing everything possible to bring out all the actors. A total of 35 sporting federations and the officials will be at the MKO Abiola Stadium, not to kick the game, but perhaps to have a cup of tea with John Owen Enoh. Matthias, let's look at the minister is working closely and carrying everyone in the sector for the better of Nigeria. We're looking at the new Minister of Sport.
Well, kudos to John Enoh for his work. I think he has kicked the ground running, as supposedly said. He has brought unity in sport, and if you take a closer look at the situation at the moment, the sporting sector in Nigeria needs massive revamping. We need a little bit of restructuring, because apart from football, that is a thriving sport in Africa, the rest sports in Nigeria are dying. We talk of rugby yesterday, with South Africa going to snatch the lead against England. We too in Nigeria should have a rugby federation. We should have table tennis. There are plenty of sports apart from football. And I'm happy to see that the new minister is dedicated to this cause in reviving other sporting sectors in Nigeria, including the e-sport, as we have said. So it is a good and welcome development that John Enoh is doing his best to revive sporting activities across the country.
John Enoh, talking about Senator John Owen Enoh, Honorable Minister of Sport and Development, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let's come back here straight and tell you that after an impressive opening ceremony of the 2023 base Baseke Women Football Tournament at the Samuel Ogunedion Stadium, Benin City, precisely, the competition continues today when Nasarawa Amazon will tackle Bayelsa Queen with the game between FC Robo and the Fortress Ladies coming up immediately after the first game. That will be decided at the Uniben, talking about the University of Benin. The same venue will host the game between Heartlands of Owerri and Royal Queens by 4. Same time, Delta Queens and the Ekiti Girls, talking about Ekiti Queens. The ladies are queens, and so they will be showcasing. The Ekiti Queens will start their campaign at the Western Boys Mini Stadium in some of the matches that will be decided today. The delegation of home-based technical and boardroom staff from Nigeria have left the country to Addis Ababa for tomorrow's opening leg encounter at the Abebe Bakala Stadium. The foreign-based players have started arriving for the big match as well. The Super Falcons will host the second leg of the second round futures, which will be decided here in Abuja. Put that on your diary. It will be on the 31st of this month. And of course, there will be some players that will miss the action. But of course, it will be a straight win for Nigeria, and that will see us through. The girls are not people you can watch away, because they have done true style, and their nickname Lucy, which means they can make style. Let's tell you that new Maracana Stadium is getting all that is needed. We're told that the Lagos State Development, of course, John Owen Enoh has called for more private sector participation in the provision of facilities nationwide. He made this known at the federal government support, said the federal government will support every initiative supporting the development of sport in the country. The minister, who was trailed by the facilities at the new look Maracana Stadium, Ajegule, Lagos State, at the weekend, said the current administration will enter into private public sector partnership with individuals, organizations engaged to contribute to the growth of the sector. The minister who toured the facilities alongside the Onuru of Iru, His Royal Highness Abdulaziz Lawan, Chairman Ajurumi Council, Fatia, was also there, and of course the Olu of Iwa, and not forgetting the Oba himself was also there, as well as the Lagos State Commissioner for Youth Sport Development, Bola G, as well as the chairman of the Nadinant Idowu Foundation, Chief Yemi Idowu, was also there. These great people saw it all, and they are working closely to ensure that the best in sport. The Maracana Sport Complex for me is both a showpiece and a showglass, a showcase. That is the way of sport. Choice word coming from one man, and that should be the sport minister. It's also quite astonishing to find something positive, something that you can showcase to the rest of the country. Of course, in Ajegunle. Ajegunle has made name in music, and this time around it's having its own in sport. You want to see Ajegunle hosting one of the best stadiums in the country called Maracana.
Ajegunle is a very popular place in Nigerian culture. It's a place for humble beginnings, and to see a big project like this going to such a place, I think it's massive. It's massive for the people around here. It gives hope to the young lads to keep working hard and to a place to practice their skills and believe that they could reach whatever height they want to reach. And it's quite, we have seen the trend in Nigeria that private sector are more, when it comes to development and keeping facilities, they are more proactive, because over the years our government-owned facilities deteriorate and it doesn't get proper maintenance. So partnering with the private sector to bring up this complex is going to be a massive improvement. And I get over the years the maintenance will be better, because people it's people's business, so they have to keep it going. So it's come development, and I'm really curious to see how this pans out.
Ajegunle has made history. Some great Nigerian musicians, like the one we call Timaya. If you see my mama, some of them came from Ajegunle. But today, Ajegunle, it's a new look. Talking about the stadium that is coming there. This shows what you can achieve by having sufficient commitment and passion. I have been told that this place used to be a dump site. So there is a lot about here. Not just the fact that it's Ajegunle, but located in a former dump site. Churchway of Sport Minister congratulating them for having to bring up such a beautiful place that will attract youths to engage themselves and perhaps bring out the best from them. Let's go to Barcelona, and of course, Matthias says he wants to tell us more about Barcelona.
Barcelona, their women team has been really brilliant. Barcelona feminine forward Asisa Tuchuala, Michael Elozi, goalkeeper Chiemeka Ndozi, and other invited Super Falcon stars are expected to arrive in Addis Ababa to play the game with the Lucy Girls ahead of their Paris 2024 Olympic qualifiers against Ethiopia on Wednesday. The NFF told The Guardian at the weekend that the players are all expected to arrive in Addis Ababa yesterday and begin preparation for their game today. The NFF director, media and media personnel, Ademola Olaya, said this to media personnel at the Glass House. So it's a welcome development for the girls, playing a good side as Lucy, who gave Chad 10-0 in the two-legged game. So we'll see what pans out. I believe we are going to show why we are the best when it comes to women football in Africa in Addis Ababa.
Super Falcons are already set for their game against Addis Ababa, which will be decided tomorrow. The manager of this team, talking about Randy Waldrom, will also travel straight from his base in the United States of America to the camp, just as all the European-based star players, as my colleague said, jet out of East African country for the best. The foreign-based players will fly directly to Addis Ababa, and Nigeria, we just need an outright win to make us feel fine. The media officer of the Nigerian Football Federation, talking about Ademola Olajire, says according to CAF has postponed the goalless referee for the encounter. So the CAF has appointed Togolese referee for the encounter, which will be for the decisive game return leg in Abuja. That will be in 6 days' time. Ethiopia eliminated Chad in the first round of the Olympic qualifiers with a margin of 10 goals to nothing. And they'll be coming here in Nigeria for another great moment. It's Talk Sport here. Let's take a break. When we come back, there will be more right here on Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. Don't go away. Glad to have you here on the program Talk Sport this morning. Our focus this morning is looking at the chances of the Super Falcons qualifying for Paris. In the last 2 editions of the Olympic Games, the Nigerian female team were not in full action, and we hope that this time around the girls will qualify. A game against Ethiopia in Ethiopian home will be a tough game for the 9 times African champion. Matthias, let's look at the foreign-based players are coming in straight, and today is just 24 hours to the game. It should be expected that the players have already arrived at Addis Ababa.
To say the least, I think that is bad logistics, because you want your players to be in camp, you want everybody to be together, maybe 2 days training camp before you fly, but it's not going to be the situation at the moment, and the foreign-based players have to meet them in Addis Ababa. Well, we have a good side, and right now, we are doing very well. There's chemistry in the team. I don't think that should affect us that much, but we should be wary of Lucy because, like we saw just now, they gave
I like the game Lucy.
Yeah, they gave Chad 10-0. They won Chad 10-0, so we should be very wary of them. Even though we are 9 times African champions, upset happened in football. So,
and Lucy will be at home.
Yeah, and Lucy will be at home.
We're talking about Lucy, the girls from Saudi Arabia, sorry, the girls from Ethiopia. They will be playing the team from Nigeria called the Super Falcons. So the Lucy versus the Super Falcons. There will be plenty of UEFA Championship matches that will be decided today. Of course, Matthias has been following. And one game I want to look is the game between Manchester United playing home to a game called Copenhagen. But of course, Matthias, let's get the rundown of all the matches.
Today, UEFA Champions League is back, and very exciting games to look forward to. We start with Galatasaray going against Bayern Munich. It's going to be a tough one, but that you expect Bayern to come out on top. Inter Milan goes against Red Bull Salzburg. FC Union Berlin welcomes Siemens Napoli. I bet he won't be in the side due to injury, but let's see how that goes. Benfica, who's a Spanish rivals, Real Sociedad, and Braga welcomes 14-time Champions League winners, Real Madrid. Real Madrid are clear favorite to win that game, but Braga can still upset.
Of course, Real Madrid will be traveling away to take on Braga, and it will be a game that we should expect the best of it. One game I look forward to in Manchester United at home will be taking on the visitors who we are told have the right to have what it feels to play Manchester United at the Armstrong. Of course, PSV Eindhoven will be up to ROC Lens, and a team will be at home, and the Gunners will be going to that game with their heads high, having given a good account of themselves at the English Premier League. Talking about Gunners traveling to meet, of course, Sevilla in Spain. That's a game.
That's a game. That's a very tricky one because Sevilla, they are very good. They are very good when it's come to home games. So Arsenal in a very good form at the moment. 9 games unbeaten from the beginning of the league. That's in the Premier League. I see that game as it's going to be a tough one for Arsenal. So I fancy a draw, but Arsenal might still come away with more than a point. So I see that game. I look forward to that game as well as the Manchester United game.
Of course, some of the matches that will be decided, we have so many for you. Let's take a break. When we come back, we look at other mouth-watering futures that will be made available, courtesy of Global TV, bringing them to you wherever you are. This is Talk Sport. Let's take another break. Strongly believe that you are tuned to Talk Sport right here on Global TV, Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. My name is Agbo Clinton Ayuk, and of course my co-host is
Anao Matthias.
Matthias, we're looking at mouth-watering matches. Braga against Real Madrid, a game that on paper you want to give it to Real Madrid. But Manchester United have not been in their superb form in this season. Will this be a game that will seal, talking about Onana as one of the best for United? Are they regretting having the Cameroonian international as their goalkeeper? Or what do you think is wrong with this goalkeeper that has done very, very well in Ajax? We saw him. He went to the Italian side and did very well. He was very, very instrumental of Cameroon qualifying for the African Cup of Nations. But such stories have not been told since he joined Manchester United.
It's a very tough start for Onana. And you see, he has been struggling a bit. But I believe he's struggling because the team has also been struggling. And there's a reason he was brought into the side. He was brought into the side because he's a ball-playing goalkeeper and he can play with his leg. And that's why he came to replace David De Gea. And it's a quick contrast from De Gea because De Gea was good keeping the goal, but he couldn't play from the back. And modern football, you need your goalkeeper to be involved in the game. And that's why Onana was brought in. And it's quite unfortunate that he struggled a bit, but it's understandable. He's in a new environment. He's trying to get used to things, trying to get used to his teammates, trying to get used to the Manchester United way. So I believe he's going to perform very well for the Red Devils in subsequent time.
Onana was one of those players who was with the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon in Qatar. but didn't see the last match where Cameroon defeated 5 times World Cup winners, talking about Brazil. He was sent packing from the Indomitable Lions camp, courtesy of Samuel Eto'o, the president of Fecafoot, as well as Rogebert Song, who is the president of the Fecafoot, and of course the coach of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. There will be plenty of match. FC Porto will have a long journey to cover as they take on there. But let's look at the young boys. They have shown tremendous, that indeed they have all the energies. They'll be taking on a team. Of course, many believe that Manchester City will beat the young boys. But looking at the energy from the young boys, Matthias.
Young boys are a fantastic team. They won their league like 3 years in a row now. And they are coming against Man City, who are also in top form. It's going to be a hard one for young boys. This is a game you expect Man City to blow them away. But let's see what happens. Like I said, upset happened in football. So I expect a good fight from young boys. But I think Manchester United have more firepower to blow this game away. Maybe a decent goal line.
Spanish affairs, Celtic Atletico Madrid. You want to extract from the La Liga? You want to extract from the best of Spain? Perhaps Celtic hosting a team that could be described as Big Brother. Atletico Madrid will be up against Celtic. Where would you put your money? This is the Spanish business altogether.
This game, Celtic vs Atletico Madrid, you definitely, Atletico Madrid are clear favorite to win that game. So,
is it by size or what?
No, Atletico Madrid have a good team. They have played top-notch football for a very long time.
Celtic also is not a team that you can easily crack. It's a hard nut to crack.
Yeah, but Celtic have not played in this stage of the competition for quite a while. You understand? But Atletico Madrid have been to the Champions League final twice in recent years. They have been consistent in the Champions League. They have good players, of course. But Celtic on the other side, I think this is the first time they are coming in like in three years. So it's going to be a new environment for them. They lack experience, and the quality is what is going to count here. Atletico Madrid at the moment has more quality than Celtic, so definitely Atletico Madrid are favorite to win that game. But if Celtic pulls up an upset, that will be commendable.
Of course, there will be plenty. Borussia Dortmund will travel to England. Of course, they will be taking on Newcastle. Newcastle United will be welcoming the visitors, hoping that they will grab the 3 maximum point. Will that be an easy game for the English side? And then talking about Borussia Dortmund.
This game will not be an easy game for Borussia Dortmund, definitely. Newcastle United are in the best form of their life. You saw in their game against PSG, when everybody think PSG was going to blow them away, and they ended up winning the game 4-1. So kudos to Newcastle, kudos to the new management for what they have done in Newcastle. So this game, I fancy Newcastle to come up ahead, but Borussia Dortmund, they have been there also. Like I say, experience in the game also matters, and Borussia Dortmund are an experienced Champions League team. So I'm curious to see how that pans out. But I feel that Newcastle is going to get something from that game.
Paris Saint-Germain will be at home to take on AC Milan. You want to look at a team where Neymar will not be in action, but will be watching perhaps from his hospital bed. But this is a game that Paris Saint-Germain taking on AC Milan. It looks like it's an outright win for the whole side.
I wouldn't say that. AC Milan are in brilliant form at the moment, and Paris Saint-Germain are not. They used to have firepower. They used to be a very good side. This season, I don't know. Maybe it's due to like some internal turbulence within the team. Paris Saint-Germain, AC Milan is going to be a tough one for sure. But I believe that Paris Saint-Germain still have more in the bag to walk away with the game. Maybe a 1-0 victory. If PSG are winning this match, it's going to be a very slim victory for sure.
My colleague is putting it for PSV, but let's tell you that one man has been shown the exit door. We are told that Ajax have parted ways with their manager, Maurice, after just 4 months in charge, following their dreadful start in the season. The symbolic start to the season has left the Dutch side second of the bottom of the ongoing side. Ajax finished third last term, but they have only mastered a single win from the opening 7 matches and considered a total of 16 goals this season. That has not gone down well with the owners of the club, and Ajax is currently 17th position in the this league table and third in the European League table. A statement made available from Ajax confirmed that the club is in search of a new coach, having said goodbye to Morris. Morris is no more with Ajax. They are clubless, but of course, you know, for every team has a lot in the bench. You think that would be a major blow for the team?
No, not at all. Ajax is a title-winning team. They have won the league over the past years more than any other reservist team. So it's a very shambolic start for them. They won't appreciate being 17th in the league, winning just 1 out of 7 games. That is not Ajax standard at all. Ajax are far above that. So parting with Morris, I hope they bring somebody who can kick the ground running and do the job. They are in a very bad place at the moment. So many tipping them for relegation. But I don't think they are going to get relegated because I think they still have something to give.
Talking about a team that has seen it all and is struggling at the regulated water. Let's take you, which is our last one here, that Manchester United are expected to play pay further tribute to Sir Bobby Charlton ahead of today's night Champions League match at Old Trafford. One man that has seen it all. The United Trinity statues outside the ground was awash with tribute of Charlton on Sunday as supporters laid flowers and scarves with many living deeply personally touched for one of the club's most famous son following his death at the age of 86. And that's how far we can go. But Matthias, let's look at when you have a good record and the exit door is open. People speak positively. People comment. You want to look at how much tribute is going in favor of the former Manchester great player, talking about Bobby Charlton.
Like I said before, Bobby Charlton is not only a Manchester United legend, he's an England legend. He won them the World Cup in 1966, and he was part of what we call the English Golden Era, both for Manchester United and for England. So, died at the age of 86. I think he has lived long enough and he has lived a good life. And I pray wherever it is, he find rest and find peace.
Find peace, and on that note, we say, may his gentle soul rest in peace. That's how far we can go on today's edition of the program, Talk Sport right here on Global TV, Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. Matthias, your last word?
Well, I'm looking forward to the Champions League tonight. I'll be glued to my TV as usual. And I hope your team, whoever team you support, also comes out with a victory.
Talk Sport comes your way again, same time, same station, right here in Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. Until then, be blessed and stay out of problems. Special thanks to all who made today's edition possible.